Alright, boys and girls. Today's lesson is lesson 5-2. Today we're going to be working with metric measures of liquid, volume, and mass. So real quick, I want to kind of talk about yesterday's lesson, lesson 5-1, about converting from meters to kilometers, or millimeters to meters, or centimeters. I just want to go over just a few with you here real quick. If you have 4 kilometers, and you need to find out how many meters it equals, you should know that there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. So if there's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer, then that means you would take 1 multiplied by 4 to get 4 kilometers, and then you would take 1,000 meters and multiply that by 4 to get 4,000 meters, because every 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So 2 kilometers equals 2,000, 3 equals 3,000, 4 equals 4,000. Next one, how many meters is equal to, or 6 meters is equal to, how many millimeters? Well, once again, there are 1,000 millimeters in a meter. Remember that long meter stick? It has 1,000 little tiny lines. So if there's 6 of those long meter sticks out, how many millimeters will there be? Well, there'll be 6,000 of them, because there's 1,000 in each. Another one, hectometer. 2 hectometers would equal to how many meters? Well, from our chart yesterday, there's 100 meters in a hectometer, so that would equal 200 meters. And the last one is, in 5 meters, how many centimeters can we get? Well, you remember on those meter sticks, most of the meter sticks only really show the numbers. The numbers that they show are only centimeters, most of them. So there's 100 centimeters on each meter stick. So if you had 5 meter sticks, how many centimeters would that be? Well, 500. All right. So today we're going to go into a different type of measurement that deals with liquid volume and mass. So first thing I want to do is I want you to turn to page. Well, let's look at the first page. Okay, let's look at page 168. Real quickly, it just says, today I had we want to know what Puzzle Penguin did wrong. Today I had to solve this problem. Meredith wanted to make some punch for a party. The recipe recipe to make the punch called for 3 liters of fruit juice, 2 liters of apple juice, and 1 liter of grape juice. How many milliliters of juice is needed for the recipe? I said that the recipe calls for 600 milliliters of juice. Here's how I solved the problem. If my answer is correct, is my answer correct? If not, please help me understand why it is wrong. Well, what the Puzzle Penguin did wrong is the Puzzle Penguin is not correct. The recipe calls for 6 liters of juice. The Puzzle Penguin thought that there are 100 milliliters in every liter, but there are actually 1,000 milliliters in each liter. So, down here we would put something like this. In 3 liters, you would get 3,000 milliliters. In 2 liters, you would get 2,000 milliliters. In 1 liter, you would get 1,000 milliliters. So in 6 liters altogether, they would actually have 6,000 milliliters of liquid. Okay, because if I go back up to the chart, we know that 3 liters would equal 3,000 milliliters, 2,000 milliliters, and 1,000 milliliters. You add them all up, it gives you 6 liters, which times 1,000 it should be, which would give you 6,000 milliliters. Alright, so that's enough of the Puzzle Penguin. Alright, let's get rid of him. Okay, so we're already 5 minutes in the lesson, and I'm already falling behind. So, alright, so units of mass is the gram. Okay, we worked yesterday with meters, today is the gram. Same type of thing. We start the basic, like if you were talking words with no prefixes, the word gram is the base word. We have a milligram, which is the smallest. Okay, obviously you should know that there are 1,000 milligrams in a gram. There are 100 centigrams in a gram, and there are 10 decigrams in a gram. Then you go up a little higher. There are 10 grams in a decagram. There are 100 grams in a hectogram, and there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. Okay, once you start understanding the times 10, times 100, times 1,000, or divide by 1,000, divide by 100, divide by 10, you'll really be able to start flying through this. So, how many milligrams are equal to 1 gram? Well, we kind of just showed you that. I kind of just showed you that, but it's 1,000 milligrams are equal to 1 gram. Okay, just like with the the millimeter equal to one meter. So how many grams are equal to 1 kilogram? Well, here we go. We're going the opposite way now, and we have 1,000 again, but we have 1,000 grams are equal to 1 kilogram. Just like with the meters, 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. All right. So next thing it asks is, if you weighed 1 milliliter of water, you would find that its mass would be 1 gram. Is the gram a small or large unit of measurement? Explain your thinking. Well, think about it. We're talking about if we weighed 1 milliliter of water. Okay, that's not a whole lot of water. You've seen a 2-liter bottle. So this isn't one liter, this is 1 milliliter. It's a very, very tiny amount of water. So it'd be a small amount of water because the mass is a small amount. Okay, so if anybody asks you, if you ever looked at someone and said, "Hey, can you get me a gram of water a glass of water that weighs 1 gram?" It wouldn't be much. Okay, so here's the conversion table on the bottom. Number 11, it says if we go from gram to centigrams, basically we're taking the grams that we have, we're multiplying it by 10, because that equals how many centigrams. So if you have 8 centigrams, you multiply by 10, you get 80. If you have 12 centigrams, you're going to multiply it by 10 to give yourself 120. And if you have 15 grams are equal to how many centigrams? Well, you would take the 15 and multiply it by 10, because there are 10 centigrams in each gram. You would have 150. And my teacher's manual that I'm looking at here is absolutely wrong with this. So there are actually times 100. Because if you look at our chart up here, there are 100 centigrams in a gram. Okay, decigrams are by 10, but there are 100 centigrams in a gram. So hopefully none of you got too confused there, because it should be by 100. So centigrams, there should be 400 centigrams in 4 grams. Here we have 8 grams to be multiplied by 100, because there's 100 in each, to give the answer of 800. Here, 12 grams would multiply by 100 to give yourself 1,200. And here it'd be 15 times 100 to give yourself 1,500. Okay? Just like it is with meter. A centimeter, there's 100 centimeters in a meter. So, by looking at the chart next to it, it says label the double line to show how many kilograms and grams are related. Well, this is pretty simple. We know that there are 1,000 grams inside 1 kilogram, so there'd be 2,002, 3,003, 4,004, and 5,005. Okay, this pen I'm using is just not working for me today. It's awfully sticky. Okay, so know that if you have 1 kilogram, it is equal to 1,000 grams. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way. There's a lot of extra stuff today floating around, not sure why. All right, I'm pulling this up. All right. So, we're going to practice converting metric units. Pretty simple. 13 says Martin measured the mass in grams of 4 different objects and recorded the information in the table below. Complete the table to find out the mass of each object. All right, gram. Well, there are 1,000 milligrams equal 1 gram. Knowing that, you should have no problem converting it. Because if there's 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram, that means there's 4 grams would equal 4,000. 7 grams would equal 7,000. 11 grams would equal 11,000. 15 grams would equal 15,000. Okay? Same with the next ones over here. It says, Olivia bought 4 different size containers and filled them each with water. She recorded the liquid volume of each container in liters below. Complete the table to find out the liquid volumes of each container in centiliters. Okay, I know I showed you the graph of grams. I didn't really bring up a graph of liters, but it's the same type of thing. Liters is your base word, so centiliters is the same as centimeters and centigrams, to where there's 100 of them in 1 liter. So 1 liter would equal 100 centiliters. 3 would equal 300. Just multiply them by 100. 6 would equal 600. Hopefully you understand that. We'll go over it more in a small group, and then your homework and stuff, you'll see it on it. But it says Hayden has a crayon with a mass of 8 grams. Complete the double number line to find out the mass of the crayon in centigrams. Okay, I want you to complete this rule, the next one right here. Now remember, it goes by 2 every time. So it's not going one by ones, it goes by 2. And you know that every one, there's 100 centigrams in 1 gram. So you should be able to do this. And then after that, I want you to fill this one out. So pause it, work it out, and then in small group I want to go over 16 and 17.